So today, this is Subic Bay. I'm in Luzon now in the Philippines. This is Subic Bay behind me. Navy base used to be right over there. Today we'll be doing a brief 15-minute or so uh, morning or back care class. So we'll start off lying down on our backs in Shavasana. So since we're looking to take care of our lower backs, recommending knees are bent, feet flat on the mat, knees are bent, knees coming together. Or if you have a prop, you could put a prop under your knees. If you wanted to, of course, you could go legs long on the mat. But for ultimate back care, knees are bent, feet wide on the mat, knees together. Gently closing your eyes, taking a soft gaze or staring at a spot that doesn't move. And arriving in your practice by taking deep inhales through your nose and deep exhales through the nose, grounding, centering, using the breath to stay in the moment. And turning internal just for a few breaths here. And then opening your eyes, bringing your knees into your chest, and then maybe nose towards your knees, if that feels good. Release in the lower back, or lying flat down on the mat and taking circles with your knees. Maybe just rocking side to side, whatever feels good here, right? Circles with your knees, rocking side to side. Maybe D, all the above, a little bit of each. Nose to knees, feeling that release. And then taking circles in the opposite direction. And letting the left leg go long, pulling the right knee into the chest. And maybe rocking back and forth. Feeling, working on some of the tightening in the glutes or the upper hamstring, where a lot of back pain actually comes from. It's right, those muscles are tight and they're pulling it. Feels like it's the back, but it's actually the upper hamstrings. And letting the right leg go long, left knee into the chest. Personally, this is where I feel it. Right in that upper hamstring on the left side. But we're all different. And one more time, both knees into the chest. And rolling over to the right or left side. And coming up to a tabletop for cat-cows. So inhaling to cow, head up, tail up, dropping the belly. Exhale to cat. Chin to chest, gaze to the belly button, arching your back like an angry cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And continue with your own breath. Now from tabletop, your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And just warming up the back a little more here. Inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. And then coming to stillness. And coming knees, chest, and chin to the mat into a sphinx pose. So forearms to the mat. Now, elbows directly underneath the shoulders for maximum sensation. Engaging the glutes to protect the lower back. Or if that's too much sensation, allow the forearms to come forward. Again, you control this is your practice. As always, you control the degree of sensation. Gaze is directly in front, maybe in between your fingers. And inhaling and exhaling. Feeling a nice stretch into the lower back. Never strain. If at any time in this practice, or at any time in any practice, you feel pain, particularly shooting down the leg, sciatica, please stop and go see your doctor. And releasing, so crocodile pose, one hand over the other, chin to your hands or one cheek, yogi's choice. And just taking a few moments here, letting the work settle. Now, option to repeat Sphinx, or coming with me into a dynamic cobra. So inhale, pushing up, stretching the lower back. Exhale, chin to the mat, and then continuing for 2, 3, 4, 5, just to your degree. So full extension, feeling the extension in the back. 7, but not strain. 8, this is something I learned in 9 in physical therapy. And then once I started studying yoga, I realized this is cobra. And again, coming to crocodile and letting the work settle. We'll do that 2 more times. Again, feel free to take that static. Feel free to take a sphinx or follow me. Whatever feels best for your back. And 1 more time. So my hands are a little bit in front of my shoulders. I'm pushing, extending just to my degree, keeping my thighs on the mat. For 1, 2, inhaling on the way up, exhaling way down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and to crocodile again. Chin, one cheek, or I've heard it's nice to turn the other cheek. Little biblical humor there. And taking a few moments, letting the work settle. Again, any pain in the back, any certainly tingling in the toes or the legs, that is your indicator to stop. As in all yoga, if it feels good, do it. If it doesn't feel good, do not do it. And 1 last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and taking your crocodile pose. Chin, right cheek, or left cheek. And just taking a few deep breaths here. Back should be warm, stretched a little bit at this point. Again, those are exercises I learned in physical therapy, and it's just a derivation of cobra pose. And from here, palms under the shoulders, back to a tabletop. Curling your toes under, sending your hips to the sky. For a first downward facing dog, knees are bent. Hands are shoulder width apart, feet hip width distance. Aligning my ears and my biceps. Sending your hips to the sky. Nice stretching through the spine. Should feel nice in the lower back. Again, keeping at least a micro bend in your knees. Maybe pedaling out your dog, if that feels right for you. Or stillness, working on gently bringing the heels towards the mat, but to your degree. Nice healthy stretch, never ever ever strain. And then looking in between the palms, stepping through, bringing your feet in front, bending your knees, slowly lowering to the mat. And from here, figure 4 or revolved or reverse pigeon. So right ankle over left thigh. And if you're feeling a nice stretching through your right upper hamstring, staying here, or for more work, reaching through and pulling your left knee towards your chest. just you feel the amount of sensation stretch you want in your right hip, upper right hamstring. For those of you that have pigeon in your practice and you love pigeon, feel free to turn around and take a pigeon pose. Yogi's choice. These videos are kind of targeted for people that aren't regular practitioners. So, but again, it's all the same. You're stretching the same muscles. It's all about getting the sensation, getting the stretch, the work really that you need. And inhaling and exhaling, maybe closing your eyes. And releasing. So left foot to the mat, right foot to the mat, left ankle over right thigh. Staying here if this is enough sensation, or reaching through, clasping the back of the right knee and gently pulling the right leg towards your chest to feel a nice opening in through the left hip. Inhaling and exhaling. So a lot of times, like I said at the beginning, with lower back pain, it's actually not the back. Sometimes it's the hamstrings or it's the glutes. And so that's why, yes, we're stretching the back, but we're also stretching those muscles that connect and can cause that strain. And a few more breaths here. And release. Right foot to the mat, left foot to the mat. And then once again, knees into chest. So maybe taking nose towards knees, nice squeeze if that feels good for the lower back. Or really, massaging the lower back with circles. First in one direction, then the other direction. And from here, I'm going to swing around. So the other cause of lower back pain could be not just upper hamstrings, but hamstrings in general. Problem is, the way a lot of people stretch hamstrings is it puts a lot of strain on the lower back with a forward fold, whether it's standing or seated forward fold. So this is a reclined hamstring stretch called reclined hand to big toe, or Supta Padangusthasana. So left leg is long. I'm going to use a strap. I mean, if you have long arms, you're bendy enough to actually have your right hand, your right fingers grab the big toe, that's great. But for most people, this is a much better option. Left hand on your left thigh, bringing your leg vertical to your degree. So knee is a micro bend, not a true bend, just a micro bend. And just to your degree until you feel the stretch in your hamstring. And then we'll take 5 deep inhales and 5 deep exhales. Maybe curling your toes towards you to get a little more sensation. Again, my hamstrings are tight as drums right now. So going to a nice healthy stretch, if all of a sudden the stretch over time turns into a strain, back off. You're not going to help yourself. No pain, no pain, no pain. Pain here is not gain. Pain here is your body telling you you're doing something wrong. Inhaling and exhaling, and then gently allowing the right leg to come to the right. So stretching the adductors. And just when you start to feel your left hip come off the mat, that's your limit. And staying here for 5 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And then inhaling back to center. Switching the strap, now the strap in your left hand. And now gently, 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 maybe extending the right arm as a counterweight. Allow the right leg to come to the left, but just again until you start feeling your hip being pulled off the mat. And then that's your limit. Feeling a nice, healthy stretch sensation. And release. And then one more optional, nose to knee, and release and switch legs. So, right leg is long, strap. And you can use anything for a strap, a towel works great. This is the strap that comes with the yoga mat. That works great. Old ties work great. Right hand on right hip. And bringing your left leg vertical until you feel the amount of sensation you want to feel. Maybe curling your toes towards you for a little added sensation. Micro bend in the knee, never, ever, ever locking our joints. Yeah, it looks like that camera's moving pretty good in the breeze here. That'll make for an interesting video. And then allowing the left leg to come to the left. Maybe extending the right arm as a counterbalance. But again, just as when you start feeling your right thigh coming off the mat, that's your limit. So nice stretching here through the inner thigh, the adductors. All muscles that can connect cause strain on the lower back. Couple more breaths here. And then inhale. Leg to vertical. And then switching, strap into the right hand. And then allow the left leg to come to the right. Maybe extending the left arm as a counterbalance. Just to your degree. So getting a little bit of IT band work here, which also can cause lower back pain. Strain, which then leads to pain. Inhaling and exhaling. And again, feel free to hold these stretches longer if you want to. And then coming to neutral. Strap back in the left hand. Option, nose to left knee, and release. Maybe knees in the chest again. Oh. Nose to knees. Maybe some circles in one direction and the other direction. And then I'm switching around so you can see me. We're going to come into a full body stretch. So arms extended overhead, toes pointing. And then, so right heel to the right edge of the mat. And then left, crossing left leg over right. And same thing on the top here, bending to the right. So right hand, extended right arm to the right. And if you can, left hand, just to your degree. I started feeling a little strain there. Back off if you feel strain. This is banana pose. So we're bending our legs and our arms to the right. So in order to feel a glorious opening through the entire left side of the body and more IT band work, maybe switching the legs to feel that a little more effectively. Play around with it. You know, how do you know it's the right pose? It's the right pose when you're feeling the sensation that you want to feel. That's the right pose for you. And maybe some days, that's spending an entire practice in Shavasana or child's pose or legs up the wall. It's all about what you need. Listen to your body. It knows what you need. Your yoga teacher, yeah, you can listen to him a little bit. Your ego, don't listen to that guy at all. All right, and then switching. So left heel to the left edge of the mat, crossing the right over. Left palm to the left side, and the right hand inside the left palm. Feeling a nice opening, stretch into the entire right side of your body. And taking a few breaths here. Trying to work all the muscles that can cause or exacerbate lower back pain. Not only does it exacerbate it, but it can also make it worse. Okay, and then coming back to neutral in a full body stretch. Arms by your side again. Option to bend the knees, feet wide on the mat, let the knees come together. Gently closing your eyes, taking a soft gaze or staring at a spot that doesn't move. And relaxing head to toe in your relaxation or shavasana. And try to spend at least 5 minutes here, letting the work settle.